who wanna move close enough? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah, we got 'em, yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, bingo bought 'em, never stop it, to the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossin' on the ring, Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night, stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white, 'cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite.
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. I got a pod down here, so I wanted to test it, and already the intro is cutting in and out. Not a good sign, because I wanted to see if I could have another screen, because I always have to make Chop do that. So not a good sign. So that may not work. We will try it. If not, you also have Greg watching the Reds, and he's probably going to just be yelling at the TV when things happen. It's the top of the eighth. There looks like one out.
No.
The Giants.
Top of the eighth, one out, 3-2 Reds, 0-2 count. Santalian is pitching to Fitzgerald. 0-2 right here, buddy. And the pitch. Oh, he swung!
It's a ball.
Oh. Go ahead.
See, so Greg is just randomly going to be yelling. My internet may cut in and out trying to do this mock draft, so bear with us. Thank you all for tuning in. Pop-up show. We'll have a regular show tomorrow with incomings from Pro Football Network, so that'll be awesome. We won't do a mock draft tomorrow or anything like that because we'll just be sitting here getting this man's knowledge because he's incredible with the draft stuff. I'm glad he's back doing it again. Hooday to everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. Sure, a lot of you are also watching the Reds. Trying to pop comments up. That's not even wanting to go well. So, yeah, good sign for the internet still not working. Strike three?
Strike three. 2 outs.
So
Two outs. Yo. Yeah, you would think this is a Red show, wouldn't you, Andrew? But no, I
did put,
right
listen,
here.
I put in the description Bengals, beer, baseball, Bengals, and beer, even though I don't have any beer. But still,
yeah, me neither.
I did pour a little Remsky.
Yeah, no,
Greg's excited.
Like I said, people call me, so I'll be commentating while we do a mock draft. I can do 2 things at once.
All right. Yeah, so we'll try to do a mock draft. We don't know if it'll work, but try to pull it up and see how things go. And I'll be on the other screen looking at that a lot. So, Greg, you'll have to pop up comments as they come in. And if this isn't working, I'll just close it down. So we'll see how long it goes.
Okay, so, hey, stranger, how we doing? Jerome, Hooday, Darth. Yes, this is a surprise show. Chris from New Jersey. Yes, we know it's – wait. Chris from New Jersey. Olivia Cox Saltman, Hooday. Pork chop, fuck work, can't blame me for that. And yes, you would think this is a Red show, but it's a combination of both, like Dale said.
Greg, do you have that button on again? There's just a little staticky when you get excited.
Thank you for the reminder. I got to go change the settings on my – thank you for pointing that out.
It's not ever off, but it's just a little bit, and it's especially with the headphones on. I don't know how bad it is.
Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
yep.
We're good to go. Oh, 3-2 count here. Come on, don't walk him with 2 outs.
All right, so going to try this. We'll see if anything pops up here.
Yeah, you have not missed anything yet.
We'll look at Edge first. Jalen Walker, I know Chop's high on him. He is kind of a linebacker at Georgia, a little bit of a hybrid there. But I think his future is going to be at edge. Yeah, he's going to be undersized. But the dude can flat out rush the passer. Shamar Stewart, listen, you guys know that I have said no, the sack production. I don't want Shamar Stewart at 17. I still don't necessarily want him at 17. I would not be as mad as before. I've watched him 2 other times, like three or 4 games.
Oh, what a catch by Freely! Woohoo! Go ahead.
But so I watched Shamar Stewart again.
Double right there. Top of the ninth coming up. Woohoo! Sorry, Dale. Go ahead. Just pretend I'm not. I didn't say anything.
You're fine. I knew this is how this was going to be, Greg. It's fine. But Shamar Stewart, I wouldn't be as mad if we got him. I do see the vision with him, the athleticism. He doesn't finish at a high rate like you want. But, I mean, the power in his hands, he does have more bend and flexibility along with that 10 RAS score athleticism that does show up on tape. Like, you can see a vision, but he could easily go in the top 15 picks. And maybe that's a good thing as Bengals fans because we want someone with more proven production. Ezeriku, obviously, I'm a big fan of him. I don't know if I'd want him at 17, maybe just a touch lower. But if they took him, also wouldn't be mad. It would go against their size norms, him and Jalen Walker both. We'll look at D-line. And, I mean, right here, all three of these guys I think would be good, decent, solid picks for the Bengals at 17. Kenneth Grant, Walter Nolan, Derek Harmon. Nolan is my guy. He's been my guy. He's going to continue to be my guy. I'm a huge Walter Nolan fan. Kenneth Grant, I really liked. I thought he would have made a lot of sense. But Kenneth Grant, once they got TJ Slayton, I don't really view him as a guy the Bengals are going to go after.
Yeah.
Well, the next looks like Mike Green is gone in this scenario. Chris Crowley. So.
Darth is asking, do we trade back?
No, this one, because it's mainly just testing my internet to see if this will even work. We're not going to trade back. We're not going to do a long mock, even though I do talk a lot, so it'll probably be longer than it should be. And then also Dusty may hop in and Greg may pop out, but we'll just see how things go. It's a very fluid pop-up show. 5 minutes is before it started. We decided to do one basically, so here we go. But, Derek Harmon, I know a lot of people are high on him. I'm not high on the fact he has almost a 30% missed tackle rate. I see some flashes with him, which you never seen that at Michigan State. At Michigan State, there was a lot of games that he made no impact whatsoever. He was a better run defender than pass rusher. And then he drops weight at Oregon, becomes a much better pass rusher. His pass rush win rate and true pass sets like 26 something, which is incredible. So he gets there, but he doesn't always finish. He had 5.5 sacks, which is good. It's solid. He should have had more even with the pressure.
Yeah, I'm very high. Yeah, Harmon, I never heard you talk about much. I'm really starting to like Harmon. It seems like he fits who the Bengals would take, too, because of his size, right?
Yeah. I mean, he is kind of bigger, 6'4", like almost 320. I think it was 313 when he weighed in. I think he plays closer to 320. And, hell, I think he was even bigger than that when he was at Michigan State. But like I said, he dropped some weight and became a better pass rusher there.
Would you be mad if we took him at 17? What would your reaction be? What would your gift be?
I wouldn't be mad, but if it's him and Walter Nolan, I'm just personally higher on Walter Nolan. I see so much more upside with Walter Nolan. And I think Walter Nolan is an absolute dog in run defense as well. And I think he has a higher pass rush upside. So it's like both things. I think Walter Nolan will be better at Derek Harmon in the NFL. That's not like taking away from Harmon, because Harmon's 25th on my board. So that's still, I think he should go in the first round. I just don't want him at 17 personally.
My fear is, though, is Walter Nolan going to be like Newton? The Bengals don't like his size or something, and do you think the Bengals would pass on Nolan? See,
but once again, I just think that's a silly thing to do because you had a guy like Geno Atkins, who's one of your best defensive tackles of all time in your franchise history. So you shouldn't feel that way to me about the size limitation.
And, one guy I'm shifting away from is Pierce because I just don't want to – that's just another guy who has –
and Walter Nolan's still like 6'3", 296. I mean, that's a good size for what he is. And, the power in his hands, like I was talking about with Shamar Stewart, different positions. But, man, he's got that fucking nasty pop in his hands that he can get people off of him. He can make plays in the run game, and he can do it as a pass rusher. And I think he's only getting better and better. Like, he really improved a lot at Ole Miss this year.
I know it was different coaching staff. How tall is Walter Nolan? How big he is, do you say?
He's about 6'3", 296, which is actually similar to what Mason Graham came in at the Combine. But I think Mason Graham plays bigger than that. But Walter Nolan don't look small.
Geno Atkins was 6'1", 300 pounds. So only 4 more pounds heavier than Walter Nolan. I mean, give me a break. I would take Walter Nolan a heartbeat right now. Let me see. Let me look up B.J. Hill his way. Let me look up B.J. Hill right now. B.J. Hill.
I want to look here at safety also.
Hill's
So
6'3",
safety,
weighs 311 pounds. So same
yeah.
height. And okay, Walter Nolan has to put on what, 10 more pounds? No big deal, right?
I mean, if he puts on 5 to 10 more pounds throughout his career, I mean,
Yeah.
and good weight, it's fine. But I don't think he's going to hurt you now.
No, that you get what
Malachi
I'm
Starks
saying.
at safety. Yeah.
Yeah, Malachi Starks. Sorry.
But Starks at safety is another interesting guy. So you got Nick Imamori, who looks like he's off the board in this scenario. So that's not even a conversation at this point. But I think I'm going to go keep Starks as my safety one. And I think he'd be a better fit for the Bengals to pair with Jordan Battle. He's a better cover guy. And he just moves well on the football field. He's not going to blaze the 40-yard dash, but the way he plays, his play speed is better.
Yeah, but Dale, you're still saying that after Imamori's kick-ass – man, that's – and Imamori visited the Bengals. Do we know if Starks visited the Bengals yet?
No, and not all that has been reported. Also, like within the next couple weeks, I think the Bengals, because pro days start to die down, and once the pro days die down, then the Bengals start having more of the guys in for top 30 visits, and we start seeing more of that. And it's definitely something to keep in mind because Miles Murphy and Amarius Mims both had top 30 visits, and they were both in like the first week or so, the first week of April. So that's almost where we're at.
And also to point out, John Ross, who I was very high on, he visited a week before the draft too. So yeah, it's still early. Yeah.
Yeah. And
mind.
O-line, I was just going to say with O-line, Tyler Booker's here. I didn't want to go that route the other day. I don't want to again. I think it's too early at 17, maybe in a trade down. It would be better like we did the other day, but I'm not going that route. And then like Simmons, maybe some people are very high on him. I don't know about moving him to guard. He could probably do it, but he's also coming off an injury. So I'm not one of the people that want Simmons at 17 personally. I know some people do like him there. So to me, with how the board fell, I'm looking at edge and I'm looking at D-line. So I'm looking at like Stewart, who I don't necessarily want to take. I don't think they'd go for the size with Walker. So then it's basically D tackle. And I just can't. I keep going back to Walter Nolan. What does the chat think, Greg?
Okay. If Banks falls 17, that's my choice. Go to corner quickly. Let's talk about Will Johnson more because Paul Davis.
Yeah, and Banks did not. But Banks did not fall in this scenario, so he is off the board. But I would be good with him too. Will Johnson is here, and you're right, Greg. I'm glad you said to go to that one. I have him 7th overall on my board.
Right. But injuries scare me. But, like, dude, he's built perfectly. You said he was the best player on that defense championship team, and that says a lot right there. And I said a year ago we could take corner going into the draft. Even though I changed my mind, I still want trenches. But corner is a realistic possibility still.
Yeah, I can't disagree. And, I mean, because we don't know with Cam Taylor-Britt, right? I mean, they benched him last year. And this will be the last year of his deal. So that's still a question mark. And if Dax Hill is going to move to slot, which is what I expect, honestly, they haven't. Mike Hilton's still on the market. They haven't brought him back. They plan to move somebody there. I think it's always been the plan to move Dax there when Hilton was gone. It's just he's gone through 3 positions, and you hate that. And he's coming off an injury. But I do think he played slot corner more at Michigan. And then DJ Turner, I think, is going to be, in that mix. And I know a lot of people aren't going to want another Michigan corner, but Will Johnson is the best that has come out of that group of guys that we've got.
Yes.
Better than Dax Hill, better than DJ Turner. Will Johnson's legitimate top 10 talent on the football field. He just had some injuries, and people don't know about his long speed, and he hasn't been able to test, but he's supposed to have a private workout where he's healthy sometime in April. So if he tests or anything at that, and those numbers come out, that could go a long way. But Will Johnson's definitely in the conversation, especially if he falls to 17. And I don't think people should be mad about it because he might be a true lockdown cornerback.
Yeah, you can't turn down. The Bengals certainly do not shy away from taking corners in the first round. We know that. And what would your gift be if we took Johnson over Nolan? Oh, strikeout. 2 more outs to go. But yeah, what would your reaction be?
2 more outs in the road. So 9th inning for the Reds game. Reds are up 3-2. That's our Reds update. Need 2 more outs to seal the win. Let's hope they can get it and get out of there with an opening day win because opening day in Cincinnati is awesome.
Ian Jabot pitching.
But I would be happy about Will Johnson because I see the lockdown potential. Coming into this season, I thought that's a top 5 pick. You know what I'm saying? He just had some injuries, but I'm like, that's a this guy's going in the top 5. He may be corner 1 over Travis Hunter. That's how I felt coming into this season. Now, Travis Hunter had an incredible season, solidified himself to me as cornerback 1. Will Johnson, though, is cornerback 2. You get cornerback 2 at pick 17 with lockdown potential, a top 10 talent in this class. Why the hell would I be mad about that?
Right, exactly. See,
I'd be happy.
Because people want DT, but I mean, God damn it, if he's the best player available. Now, what is the injury problems? Because you told me, first thing you told me about all the corners in the first round, along with the Notre Dame one as well, they all have injury issues. What are his injury issues?
The Notre Dame kid is much more worrisome because his is a hip and a hip surgery. I think Johnson just had a bunch of smaller injuries. I don't think he's had to have a surgery that I know about. And I don't know how much of it, which could be a knock against him. I don't know how much of him not getting back on the field at times was like, I don't want to play when I'm not at 100%. And that is like, I want a guy to go out there and play for their team.
Chris Crowley wants to know his height and weight.
God, off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I think he's like over 6 foot, like 6'1", and close to 200 pounds.
I read your guide.
He
says he's I was actually on your guide earlier today, Dale. I was at work.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you have it and you can pull that up because it's hard for me to be on like 3 different things currently.
Yeah, hold on, I can pull it up for you. 3-2 pitch. God dang it, this guy's
Naughty. I like Barron. I like Jadal Barron. I think he is going to be more of a slot corner, and I think they want to see Dax in that role. I know he could play outside. He could probably play safety. He's a good football player. He probably deserves to go somewhere close to pick 20. Oh, 6'2", 202. Thank you, Ryan. So 6'2", 202. So I was 6'1", 200. I was close. 6'2", 202. That's excellent size. I mean, those are the official measurements. So.
Man, 6'2", they can run like that's Sauce Gardner right there, buddy.
He's not gonna be like a burner, but he has great ball skills, great instincts. He's a willing tackler. It's just everything that you want in a corner. Tall, long, good size in general.
Now he's not like Drake or Patrick where he's gonna get burnt at times, right?
I mean, everybody gets burnt, Greg. You're playing NFL competition.
Okay, so here, I'll read it.
But he's pretty damn locked down.
Yeah. All
right. So chat, we need your help, chat. So Will Johnson or Walter Nolan is where I'm at because I think both of those guys, Andrew, to your point.
Runners on first and third with 1 out in the 9th.
Oh, this ain't good. Why is it? Oh, our closer's hurt, right?
Yeah, Ian Jabot,
man.
So,
see, Greg. When you're pissed off because the Reds fuck this up and lose, at least you got a mock draft to go on. So I see 2 Nolan, 1 Will Johnson.
I'm going to go Nolan, but
I'm somewhere in between, boys, because
man, if Johnson's your best player, you got to go Johnson, man. All right, so Dale.
All right, I see Darth with John. Yeah.
You're in a win now mode. Who is that guy that can help you with that win now mode?
Excuse me. Man, I think they both can. Like, that's the thing. I do think that we're on paper, we have more corners, I guess, but corner gets injured so much. And D-tackle, you need depth. I see the argument both ways, to be fair.
Sure.
But also, with the injuries to DJ Turner and Dax Hill, how set are we at corner? Because I've heard some rumblings that maybe Dax Hill is struggling coming off of his surgery, which he's still got plenty of time, but it's tough for him right now as he's trying to get back in the swing of things. So that's always something to keep in mind.
Hey, Dale, I've never said that another corner, right? I've never said anything like this, right?
Hey, strikeout, 2 outs. Let's go.
Oh, he struck out. How the hell do you know about this?
I got the ESPN app up.
How the fuck? You're ahead of me, you jerk.
Yeah, suck it. You're always ahead, so that's what you get.
Oh, my God, I hate you. He struck him out. What a surprise. Yeah, no, because Jerome said I'm way behind.
But yeah, so Travis, we looked at edge. It was like Shamar Stewart, Ezeriku, and Jalen Walker. I mean, I think some of those guys would be intriguing, but we're down to Walter Nolan and Will Johnson. And I see some people say, let's do something different and go with Will Johnson. So we have, because I'm going to listen, as the draft gets closer, my love for Walter Nolan is not going away. I am going to take Walter Nolan in so many mock drafts. I just can't help it. I want Walter Nolan at pick 17. But for this exercise, let's take Will Johnson because he doesn't always fall here.
Yeah. Dude, you got to take Will Johnson. Just seems too good to pass up, man.
So that's what we took at 17.
Plus, we never took Will Johnson, I don't think.
No, we haven't because he's a lot of times not been there. So
right. So this is a good practice right here. Come on, Reds. Here we go.
We got 2 balls, Greg. That's not good. I also have 2 balls in my pants.
Okay, that's it. I'm going to ESPN now.
Ooh, edge.
What happened?
Princely Uman-Mielen. I'm a big fan. Big fan of Princely.
You're a big fan of him. He retweeted Dale's tweet, by the way.
He did. Yeah, of his highlights from, God, I can't remember who they were playing. Was it Georgia? Yeah, it was Georgia because he was giving Carson Beck fits.
3 balls set, Jerome's. Dang it.
Yeah, I also see that.
Crowley says he likes Swinson.
Yeah, I'm not as high on Swinson, especially in the second round. Yeah, Travis, I saw the 4.55 for Watts, and honestly, I didn't expect him to run 4.4s. 4.5 is perfectly fine for a safety. Isn't that what Starks ran? It's perfectly fine.
That's fine.
What he does on the field is much more important.
If we went corner, we have to go trenches this round, big time. I'm not trying to go against safety.
Obviously, we can go edge, D-line, interior O-line. So here's interior O-line if they want to guard. Savanaia.
Oh, no! It's a tie game! God!
Well, Greg's mood just went drastically down.
Dang it!
All right, I fire that pitcher. Fuck him. He's out of here. You're going to AAA, buddy. Maybe they just want to give a bottom of the 9th walk-off. If they can get out of this top of the 9th, get a walk-off. Does Ellie bat soon? Maybe a walk-off home run by Ellie.
Ellie did just back the lay. He batted last in the 8th. Now we're at 4, 5, and 6.
We're multitasking on this episode. It is a pop-up episode. Tomorrow we'll be much more locked in with incomings. We are multitasking, watching some of the Reds, and doing a mock draft. Jonas Savanaia, though, played right tackle for Arizona. Played opposite of Jordan Morgan, who went in the second round last year, I believe, to Green Bay. Savanaia, very good. Marcus Imbo, very good. Tate Ratledge, we've all connected those dots to have him here. Safety, Xavier Watts. We could go back-to-back defensive backs if you wanted to. But I think we have to go trenches. Darius Alexander.
Take Alexander. Dale.
Oh, likey Darius Alexander a lot.
Yes, Dale. My mind's made up.
Greg, did somebody pop in? I heard
Dusty popped in. But he's in the background.
Can you pop him on? Because
he's on.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? We took Will Johnson. Yeah, a little something different. Will Johnson in the first. We are now in the second round. Xavier Watts is on the board.
My God.
I
think we gave up a 3-run homer.
Wow. That pitcher sucks. You had a 3-2 lead. Well, the Reds suck.
Well, this sucks. No. Hey, Dale, I'm focused now on the mock draft.
There you go, buddy.
Fuck this.
All right. So Xavier Watts is on the board. At edge, Princely's on the board. Big fan of him. And at D-line, Darius Alexander's on the board. So to take a corner, I feel like it worked out very well for us. Tate Ratledge is there. Jonas Savanaia is there at guard. But Darius Alexander to me, bam, there's my. I probably like him. His fit for the Bengals. It's like Walter Nolan, Derek Harmon, Darius Alexander for fits for the Bengals at D tackle.
Yeah,
Like,
Dale, I never read much about Alexander.
Guys in the second here.
Yeah, Dale, I never read much about Alexander. I'm sorry, I was focused on the Reds. So give us a little. So why is it about Alexander you love so much?
He's an older guy, but he can do a bit of everything. Like at the Senior Bowl, he was playing some on the edge, but he is your pass rushing guy. He's good against the run. He's just a damn good football player, and I think he comes in day one and impacts your team right away.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take. So, do you think he's more greater off the edge or interior?
Oh, he's definitely going to be an interior defensive lineman. It's just in certain packages, if you
cool. Now, Chop says makes a good point. You might as well go watch solidify the secondary because it seems like you can make an argument. It seems like Al's more concentrated on the secondary. Is that a fair statement?
I don't know. I mean, I think he's concentrated on the entire defense. They haven't given him anything in free agency, so I think they could go a lot of directions. We gave him a corner.
But Dale,
Geno Stone is probably going to be back at this point.
But Dale, you're very high on Princely too. So it sounds like, in my opinion, as much as I love Watts, I think it personally, I would go, okay, let's see what the comments say. Do you want? It sounds like it's down to Princely, Watts, and Alexander. What do you all think? Let's see.
Do you think we get TJ? What's his name? Slayton at pick 81.
Oh, Slayton's the guy we picked up in free agency. Who are you talking about for D line? Sanders.
Sanders. Yeah,
TJ
sorry.
Sanders. Probably not. I think he goes in the second. I think he'll go here in the second as well. But he wouldn't be even a bad pick at 49, to be honest. But not. I mean, if Darius Alexander's there, I think he'd be a great pick, personally.
So Dale, Matt Walker says Alexander. Nobody's too slurps says Bengals going to draft Jack Sawyer. Ryan says man. Crowley says Alexander. Porchuk says Waltz. Also Al's because of Al. Bo says Darius Alexander. Spark says want to get a guy like man later, can get a quality DT in round 3. And so it seems like Travis says Princely.
What's Edge look like?
Princely and Jordan Birch were the top two. And I like Princely. I mean, from what's on the board, I definitely think Princely. And then, like, Swenson, not in the second. Like, I think he's a third or fourth round guy for me.
So let me go back up here. What does Ryan mean by
Alexander?
I want to go Darius Alexander. I want to go
Alexander. I think the majority did say Alexander. Let's go Alexander. Because you can, Dale, you have the Texas kid and your favorite, that Penn State kid we could get, maybe even the 4th round. So I'd say let's go. Yeah, let's get Alexander. Okay, we already did. Cool.
The problem is now I think we need to take a guard. I don't want to wait until the 4th round to take a guard.
I understand
I don't think
that.
they should. And yeah, I think interior line in the second naughty is something that is potentially going to happen. Sanders would have been there. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that right there would have been really nice.
Yeah, we could have got Princely and Turner. Princely still on the board? What? This simulators.
Oh, we should have taken one in the round before.
Hey, I did one earlier today, and it was ridiculous. It had Nolan falling to 49.
Yeah.
I forget who I took in the 3rd.
Yeah. Dale,
these simulators are
interior offensive line. Tate Ratledge. Dude, my mind's made up. We're taking Tate. And you think differently?
I don't know, man.
Imbo.
As much as I said you would have to take Tate, then something crazy happens and Princely Umanmielen falls to the 3rd round.
Hey, dude, if you want to do that, let's do it.
I mean,
you're not going to talent level. Give me Princely.
He's a freak. He's a freak pass rusher. Like, he really is. I mean, I know that I think it's Ryan Sparks says he's closer to going to the 1st round than he is the 3rd. And I would agree with that based on the tape. He is a fifth-year guy.
If you guys want to go Princely, I'm cool with that,
people,
man. But just imagine if we would have signed a guard, this really wouldn't have been much of an issue.
Right.
Hey, we still got time.
Yeah, I wish we could have. I wish we could have got our guards in free agency, but I'm going Princely. I mean, in this scenario, he falls to the third and Darius Alexander in the second. Like, come on, man. That pass rush and the talent infusion of pass rush, because these guys will play. They'll rotate. They'll get snaps. Now we may need to go
linebacker?
Double up on guards.
All right, let's see what happens. Click on guard.
So I like Stutzman, Smalmunden, Jeffrey Bossa at linebacker. If you're thinking of a linebacker here in the fourth, we haven't taken a safety. We can look at that. Winston, I'm a big fan of, and Ransom, especially fourth round.
Ooh, Winston.
Those would be steals. But we haven't taken a guard. Well, we don't need a kicker. I don't know why it clicked that.
Dylan Fairchild.
Miles Frazier.
Oh, Frazier.
Miles Frazier is staring at me here in the fourth round. Now, I don't know how realistic it is. I think he's closer to the second than he is the third. But here he is in the fourth.
Yeah, but let's take him.
It'd be very hard for me to pass on Miles Frazier if he got to the fourth round.
Do it.
Let's do it, man.
Well, I'm trying.
Dale, so far, this one's really badass right here, buddy.
I'll tell you what, this Chipotle is banging right now.
What's that?
This Chipotle is hitting the spot. What?
Did you try Dusty? Did you ever try? Speaking of Chipotle, did you try the brisket at all there yet?
I have. It's pretty good. It's not.
No. My go-to is normally carnita or chicken, but I was really blown away by the brisket there.
Man, had we not taken Alexander, Joshua Farmer would have been here in the fourth. That's crazy to me. I took him in the third on my PFF mock earlier. He's definitely got a lot of upside. Trapillo could be a sneaky pick here at offensive tackle or Belton, because we still kind of need that swing tackle, and we had injuries last year at O-tackle and needed guys.
By the way,
so
Dusty, you'd be happy to know I did some research on one of your favorite running backs, Sampson, and I got to tell you, man, only 1 year starting. That means he's got not too many years playing in college football, so he's still got plenty of years for the NFL. So I will not complain if we got Sampson, who you're a big fan of.
Yeah, he
is here in the fourth round.
Players. Oh, he's there, Dusty. Yeah. You got to take the guard, though, right?
I think we got to take a guard at this point.
Yeah, I'd probably say guard, but I really like if they would have got a decent starting level guard in free agency, then I'd have no problem with Dylan Sampson right there.
Yeah.
The dude's
would be still right there. Yeah.
He is so fast, man. I think he got clocked like 23 miles an hour.
So we'll
be wrong.
We'll see what's left for us here in the fifth. We can still go linebacker. We haven't gone safety, but I mean, Geno Stone is under contract for another year. You do have Dejon Anthony. You have Tyson Anderson. You have guys on the roster at safety if you don't get a safety. It won't shock me if they don't take a safety in this draft class.
At this point,
but
I'd like to see a linebacker, man.
Me too.
See,
if
we get the pass rush down, the safeties are going to play a little better.
I like exactly, and Geno Stone, in a different role, he was coming on last year, so there's still some hope with him there. But
Castro's like Will Dawson in the first.
Go to linebacker, Dale.
Linebacker, Stutzman and Munden and Kaiser are all still there. So linebacker really set up nicely. I want to look at Tootin. And Tootin, they visited with him today.
It's 6-4 right now. Run first, time run at the plate with 2 outs.
Well, we need a home run to tie this bitch up.
Yes, we do. And guess who's got TJ Friedel? And if the next guy gets on base, Ellie could be up.
So I think Tootin would be certainly in the conversation here at this point of the draft in the 5th round. But Dusty liked linebacker, and I think Stutzman, I got him the highest one still. I like Munden a lot too. I'm not as high on Kaiser, but I do think fifth round he's more likely.
Oh, it's in the word trick. It's caught.
Oh, Jesus, Greg. You got everyone excited for nothing.
Oh, my God. It was a perfect swing.
Damn,
Well, we
almost had
lost.
it tied up.
Is Stuntsman, is he a little smaller?
I don't think so. I think he's got good size, and he tested really well. He's a tackling machine, has done it for multiple years at Oklahoma at linebacker.
For whatever reason, I was thinking he was a little smaller. Maybe it was somebody else that might have been you talking about him. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe good size. I wouldn't mind a good athletic playmaking linebacker in the fifth round.
Yeah, I mean, let's just take Stutzman here, and then
Okay.
I say let's just zero in on a running back for our last pick. Because, I mean, right now, we have no idea with Zach Moss. You wouldn't have to take. Right. I guess we could still look at a couple other positions. We could think about another guard, depending how the board falls here.
Yeah, man. But I tell you what, Dale. I tell you what, though, buddy. I mean, it's much. I know we didn't get a guard here, but this is a scout. Did we load up on defense big time?
We got a guard.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We did get a guard. Sorry. We got Frazier.
Yeah, we got Frazier, and
I'm sorry. I
think Frazier would have a good shot to start at right guard immediately, based on the roster right now. Frazier starts at right guard. Hopefully, he wins the job. I know in this scenario, fourth round, but let's say he wins the job, and then that's Lucas Patrick, Cody Ford, Cordell Volson. They're all competing to start on the left side. Good competition. Best guy wins, but if somebody ain't getting it done, you got guys to bring in and try them out. You know, you don't want to be doing that, but that's kind of where they're at.
Yeah, but Dale, running back, all right, is that running back from Syracuse still there? So, because, like, I was looking at running backs. That guy from Syracuse really caught my attention. Still a young guy. Is he still around, or is he gone? It looks like he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. But Mullings and Taj Brooks are guys, if they want a bigger guy, but I'm not so sure they'd be set in those ways. The highest guy left on my board that's on here is Jaden Blue from Texas. I'm surprised he's still on the board. He may go in like the third round in real life. Ooh. But Blue is incredible pass catcher. He's got great speed. So I think he ran a 4.3 or something like that at the Texas Pro Day. Great speed, great receiver. Huh?
What's his size?
He's a little smaller. He's on the smaller side. I don't know off the top of my head. If I had to guess, like 5'9", 190, somewhere in that range. So he's smaller, but he's explosive.
Yeah, here, Dale.
He had a great season for Texas. I mean, shit, even as Ohio State fans, right? He scored 2 touchdowns. He was the guy they kept getting the ball to.
Yeah, I'm looking right here for you, Dale. Hold on 1 second.
Do it. Take old Blue.
Yeah, Jaden Blue, he's 5'9", 196 pounds.
Yeah. So closer to 200. That's not bad at all.
No, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I said, and no, somebody asked, do we have to take a running back? No, we don't in real life, but in this mock, we're going to, because to me, I think that old boy still gets cut. Yeah. Zach Moss. I think he gets cut because it saves him like $3 million. So at some point, he's getting cut. And that leaves us with P. Ryan, Chase Brown on the roster, and Kendall Milton. Maybe Milton earns a spot, but I don't think
you know me, Milton was one of my Yoshi players last year, but I don't know, man. They don't seem like they have too much faith in him.
But I think Blue would feast, so that's the route we're going on this mock draft. And it's just a mock draft, guys. You can be upset.
This one's pretty good.
It's okay.
I think
I like it.
Yeah.
Will Johnson at corner. He's 7th overall on my board. Darius Alexander, I think, could go late first. We get him in the 2nd round. Princely, I got him high 2nd round kind of player. We got him in the 3rd. Miles Frazier, I think, could go late 2nd, sometime in the 3rd. We got him in the 4th. Stutzman, I think, should go in the 3rd. We got him in the 5th. Blue could go in the 3rd or 4th. We got him in the 6th. So to me, this mock draft is a fantastic mock draft. We filled a lot of needs with a lot of very, very talented players.
I agree.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I agree with this one. Because we never took
What do you guys
Will
Pretty solid?
Johnson. We never took Will Johnson. And you know what, man? Like, so Dusty, because I was telling Dale here, listen to Daner's podcast today. If Will Johnson's there, he's going to be heavily considered. And, the injury issues scare me. But, I mean, you look at him overall, 6'2", great can tackle. He's just guy you can rely on. What's your take on Will Johnson?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I really don't think I would. But it depends on who's on the board. I would really like a Walter Nolan.
Me too.
I really would. Either that
was
or
pretty much where our decision came down to was Walter Nolan and Will Johnson.
Okay. The Oregon kid, Derek Harmon. Now, Derek Harmon, I could see, that guy being in discussion a little bit too, depending on how the board falls. But any of those three, you wouldn't see me too mad.
Yeah.
And then get Princely in the third. Yep. The way the board fell in that draft hit, you get a great CB, you get a great cornerback, a really good interior pass rusher. You get your edge. It worked out really well. Which I think all of them guys could be day one contributors and some starters in there.
What if it was what if it was one of the safeties, Starks or Eamon Morey? I like them. I wouldn't have a problem with, them or Campbell. I'll put Will Johnson in. I want to go all trenches like you, Dusty. But if it's Will Johnson, Campbell, or one of the two safeties, I would have no issue with that.
Yeah, I think Campbell would be very interesting. Just what did he have last year? Like he had multiple sacks.
Mm-hmm.
The dude is all over the field. He's a playmaker. Having something like that's just a weapon on your defense. You utilize him correctly and could help fill a couple different needs.
But yeah, no, the safeties. We know Eamon Moore came in for a visit. It's going to be a safety. Say if it came down to Moore and Starks. I still like Starks, but Eamon Moore, man, we know he visited the Bengals, and Starks is still early. Starks is still coming for a visit. But say if you knew it was going to be one of those two safeties, who would you take?
I haven't watched the one dude a whole lot, but I've watched Starks some. I really just haven't watched them enough because I've just been so enamored with these pass rushers and interior pass rushers that I feel like the more film I watch on that, the more likely they will pick one. That's probably not the right way, but I haven't invested enough. I think just the off season has been so draining with, it's super exciting. It's great. We got T and Jamar, and I'm sure you guys talked about it enough, but their signings were huge. They were big, and the Bengals got it done, and nothing, the Jamar deal didn't last all summer. There was no holdouts. It'd be really nice if they could get Trey figured out and done with. But overall, it's just kind of exhausting. Wanting them to get a guard and protect Joe Burrow is like, it seems like common sense that that's your
should have been bare minimum, honestly, to get
right.
Well,
two quality, but at least one.
Yeah, no, Dusty. Like I say, you know what? I was listening to two local guys. I was listening. There's people I know that hate the Bengals with a passion, who say Mike Brown is cheap and all that and stuff. They were shocked we got Chase and Higgins. I see where fans were upset how the deals were structured and all that, but we got to think this also. It's not just the Bengals. The players are the ones. That's what Higgins and Chase said. This is what we want right now. This is what we want. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I didn't really think we were going to get both of them signed. I mean, and they did. And so that's what I'm happy about. But I get where fans are upset how the deals were structured, but I also think we need to go back and look like, wow, we seriously did it. We did what a lot of people didn't think we were going to be able to do.
Now get Trey done. But I want to answer Chris's question here. What is Johnson's injury? So Will Johnson, I guess he's had a few. So I looked it up because, this is something I need to know too. So he missed some time with a shoulder injury he suffered in a win over USC in September.
Ooh.
Then he was back and seemed to be fine.
Okay.
And then he suffered a toe injury in October, and that kept him out. So he couldn't even compete at the combine because of the toe injury said he tore some ligaments in his toe. So that kept him out for months. So he didn't work out at the combine. And now a week ago, he has a hamstring injury that he suffered after the combine. So shoulder, toe,
Yipe.
and hamstring.
That's 3.
That is a lot. But that's probably why he could fall to 17.
Right. But that's definitely something to think about because those aren't just minor things. I mean, I know he came, obviously, clearly they weren't major, but that's something to keep an eye on.
Man, all I want, whoever we draft in the first, second, third rounds to come in, compete, and be impact players this year. You don't have to be all-stars. You don't have to be Pro Bowl guys, but just come in and contribute to the team. And I think we could honestly be in pretty good shape if we get 3 solid contributors. We just need to hit this draft in. They still need 1 guard. Like at the end of the day, and if Trey doesn't come back, man, that's going to be a whole nother can of worms. But I just keep believing the deal will get done. Trey's going to play here, but if not, there's going to be some. It's going to be a rough season, I think.
Well, let me ask you guys this: say if Trey's deal doesn't get done and this goes into training camp, and you're dealing with drama with Trey, because in my opinion, I do not see Trey playing this season with $16 million, and I can't blame him for doing that. But let me ask you guys this: what if it does go into training camp and this is going to cause a distraction? You may almost have to trade him if you have no choice.
That'd be the worst time to do it.
Yep.
For us. Yeah. Unless it was a player swap.
Right.
But if you're not willing to pay Trey, you know what he's really worth. Are you wanting to pay a guard or a couple guards and maybe a guard and a draft pick for the following year? Like right now, what's crazy to me, man, is just think we had Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins on rookie deals.
Right.
Like that's crazy. And the Bengals did make moves and they did some good things, especially it all came together in 2021.
But the last 2 years they were not, and the guys they brought in they missed on, and they didn't do enough the last 2 free agency cycles before this one.
Exactly. They should have been just really all in. I think that's why a lot of people were so frustrated. That's why I'm frustrated because you have this great opportunity in front of you.
For sure.
Seize the moment, man. Go get it. Prove to fans and the players that you want to win, that the front office is really wanting to win. And by doing that, you're going to have to do things that you might not be super comfortable with. But there's also players out there that you could bring in that are not super expensive. Look at Reisner. We've talked about him for years now. Like that, imagine having that dude last year. Pretty cheap. Having Mekhi Becton, who was in the building and left, then got himself a pretty good deal. But you can sign
Tyre Tart was in here last year, and they didn't feel comfortable in. He did just fine with the Chargers, and then they re-signed him.
Yeah, so you could have had three guys for probably all their deals probably wouldn't have been over 15 million.
And that's what they should.
You hear them things?
I did hear that.
No, Dusty, I get what you're saying because you look what the Commanders are doing with Jane Daniels' rookie contract. They're loading up as much as they can down around him. I get what you're saying. Like you said, we did have players and all that, but there was times I thought in the past they could have done more. I agree, they could have done more.
Well, they still could, and that's frustrating.
But
we don't know if Scherf's going to play or not, but man, I'd be trying my ass off. I'd have Joe Burrow going. I mean, Scherf's a big hunting and fishing guy. I'd have Ted Karras going hunting and fishing with Brandon Scherf. Come on, buddy, come play beside me. I would be pulling out all the stops right now.
Have Eifert hang out with him. Eifert can show him the spots, man. He's a big hunter fisher. There's ways to go about it. Hopefully they do. And what's going to really suck is if a couple of these dudes get signed here in the next week or two, and then the Bengals are sitting on their hands and nothing happens. Now, if you go and it's after the draft and they fill some holes and they grab them, that's cool too. But wouldn't you just rather get your guy right now and not wait and worry and then have to use draft capital to try to fill holes and then you fill those holes. So now you're probably not going to bring these dudes in.
Yeah.
And it's
Nani,
just
I hear you, but you still got to bring. There's still guys you can bring in that can help
Right,
your
and-
team.
and-
It's
and-
not
and-
saying even to go like it has to be the top guys when you're talking free agency. It's
Yeah, and
talking
Nani,
like
look what we have
we're
now. The
just
guys that
named
are out there right
3
now.
dudes.
Look at the guys that are out there. Look at the guys we have in our roster right now. The guys that are out there right now are way better than the guys we have in our roster right now. What?
Yeah.
I mean, but
And
I
you
get
can-
what you're saying. Yeah. No. Like I say, and you know what, Darth, and I know Trey. Do you guys? I know he's 31, but I can still see Trey sitting out. Could you guys see Trey sitting out?
I don't think he'd set out the whole season, but could he set out a game like Chris Jones did or something like that? Yeah, because like, hey, I'm trying to show you I'm serious. I want a new deal if you want me to play. And it worked out where Chris Jones got one, by doing that. So even if it's like it gets but my thing is I don't want it to get to that point. They did a good job getting Chase and Higgins done. So in the next couple weeks, there should be no excuses not to get Trey done. Trey's deal should get done. No excuses. And then after that, then it's like, okay, Brandon Scherf now, all attention to you. And go, if you could get Trey's deal done and get a Brandon Scherf, we could go into the draft and be doing these mock drafts as fans going, okay. Right. I got a vision here. We can do this. We can add pass rush help here on top of Trey, because we can talk about, they got D tackles. Yeah, they've got edge like Miles Murphy, Osai. They brought back Cam Sample. It's like, okay, that Cedric Johnson, that's all fine and dandy, but they still like to get another guy that in the draft that is going to be here for 4 to 5 years and be ultra productive and help that unit as a pass rusher would be huge. Same thing at D tackle. Because right now, you still need somebody to pair with BJ Hill because TJ Slayton is not a pass rusher. McKinley Jackson, you hope, can give you something there, but he's also not known as a pass rusher. Chris Jenkins has never been known as a pass rusher. You should not go into the season relying on hope that everybody elevates their game. Have fail-safes, right? Because there's also going to be injuries. Yeah. So the more guys you can have in here, the better off you're going to be to start with.
Yeah. Right now, I think our top tier dudes are above. If you have Trey, Jamar T, and Joe, that's a high ceiling team right there. You don't need everybody doesn't have to be all pros, but you can bring in those dudes on the cheap, just like we were saying a little bit ago with the 3 guys from last year we could have brought in for not a lot of money, but those are people that are going to really impact this team this year and add depth, be impact players. And also they might be a little older, but they can mentor some of these young dudes that we bring in and help them grow along the way. So you don't have to just throw them to the fire like we did Volson. And Volson, I think we probably would have liked to see him develop more when he played as a rookie and wasn't all too horrible. Wasn't great, but you would have liked to see there be better progress.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're close to an hour in on this pop-up show. Tomorrow we're going to have incomings on from Pro Football Network. That should be freaking incredible to talk draft with him. That guy's amazing. But Dusty, Bengals Army, tell the people where they can find you. Bengals Army, got any episodes coming up?
I don't know.
Just laughing.
I don't shoot.
Maybe.
You're a
busy man. You're a busy man. This man has to work during the draft.
Yeah, that's the worst. Especially when there's going to be a real fun party going on down there at Fulling. But yeah, Bengals Army. When we do shows and stuff, hop on, give some comments and thoughts and opinions. Other than that, we're on Twitter, YouTube. That's pretty much all I got, man. But thanks for having me on. It's always good talking, guys. Sorry,
absolutely, brother.
Tapped in here a little late.
Bro, you were coming from work, man.
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you didn't answer my phone call, bro. I was gonna be like, "Hey, what time?"
I was talking to Greg when you called. Then I had to set up the show.
Damn it, Greg!
The show was starting. Literally, all happened back to back.
It's my fault, Dusty.
It's okay. What's the red score, real quick, before I get off?
No,
here?
they lost.
We lost.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. See you guys.
See you, brother.
Well done,
all right, Greg.
The Reds suck. Get rid of Ian. What's his name? He's terrible. I mean,
Inge Bolt or whatever.
I mean, Dale. Dale. We have a new manager, Terry Francona, 2-time World Series champ. Looks like the same deal as last year, though. Is it really the manager's? I don't know. What?
Yeah, I mean, if it works out and the guy gets one more out, we're saying, okay, it's fine. It didn't work out. It's the first game. That's a good thing about baseball. It's a long season. Obviously, would have loved him to get that win. Yeah. I know the CEO, Dustin Croft, he flew in and was at opening day, Greg.
Oh, wow.
They did not get the win for him. I'm disappointed for the
Sorry,
CEO, Dustin. Sorry, Dustin. He's probably drowning his sorrows at the banks at this point,
Probably so.
I don't blame him. But yeah, hopefully Tito, I mean, he has been a good manager. The injuries, already being hit with injuries sucks. They didn't have their closer. They don't have Steer. There's other guys they don't have. But you got to trust that Tito knows what he's doing. So we'll see how it goes.
Like I say, we have 161 more games to go.
And what could always cheer you up is by going to the chop shop and getting a sweet shirt like this Bengals World Order.
And also, wear that chop shop to Midwest Best Barbecue, another proud sponsor to the show. T-Wings just came out. I'm sure a lot of you saw my awesome video. I had to have Dale review it to make sure it was good and all that. Which
Had to prove it. Had to approve it.
Had to approve it. Had to Dale prove it and all that and stuff. So
like you could have rubbed some barbecue sauce on your nips, but hey, can't always get what we want.
I'll do that next time. I'll do that next time when a new one comes out. But yeah, no, T-Wings are good. Uno wings, Grippo. I mean, you can't.
Grippo's elite, man. And the thing was, I liked the Grippo wings, and then I had the boneless Grippo wings, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. Plus, I had the ribs.
Were the Grippo wings? Yeah, I think I asked you. Weren't the boneless Grippos on a whole different dimension?
Yeah, dude. It was like a gasm. Like Smokey Robinson. Gasms.
Well, you would have loved been at my house for the Super Bowl because we had a crap load of boneless Grippo wings.
Yeah, I don't know that we even have the flavors set yet, but there better be some Grippo there.
Yeah, no, I believe Grippo is one. No, I believe Grippo is one of them. Actually, I think it's Grippo. No. It's Grippo, G-Funk, and Uno.
There you go. So that's the wing flavors for the Project Game Day event, which will be on April 25th at the Fulling Warehouse in Cincinnati. Get your tickets, guys. If you haven't got your tickets, what are you waiting on? The $30 per ticket gets you entered to win a Joe Burrow and many other players like T. Higgins, Logan Wilson, Ted Harris football automatically by getting your $30 ticket. You get Midwest Best Barbecue. You get Gold Star Chili. You get to throw a football at bowling pins. That's what bowling is. I've never done it, but I'm going to try it because I'll try anything twice.
Exactly.
Paul. But it should literally be a great time. Please get your tickets. It's going to be fun. I even offered up hugs from Pork Chop. If you want one, you don't have to get a hug. But if you buy a ticket because you want a hug from Pork Chop, you'll get a hug from Pork Chop.
Travis says we get those. I don't know if we get all three. You may. I don't know about all that yet.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Me and Greg don't run all the accounts for everything that comes in. We all usually talk. I don't think we've sold 3 more tickets that I know of. There might have been 2 sold, but that might have been before there's still 3 to go. I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah. But like
I just come on here and I say, come buy your tickets, have a good time. Jordan Battle will be there. Could be some other players there. We're hoping and praying that Andre Yosefas shows up, but we also don't know if the restraining order will allow it.
No. I talked to my attorney. Everything's all cleared up.
But it's just we've got a lot of what is that, irons in the fire or whatever that people say. Yeah. So we got a lot of that. Yeah, and if you buy enough tickets, you get the VIP experience with Pork Chop. Can't tell you what it's about, but it will take place in the bathroom.
It is an experience, though.
And it is VIP. Yeah. And Darth, get a sweet chain from Darth. Yes. Or maybe he's done selling chains before the event, but he will be selling chains at the event. that in exchange for a charity. So he doesn't really sell them. It's in exchange for a donation.
Yeah.
And
Darth, big shout out to Darth. He works his ass off on these chains. Just does such an amazing job. Just such an awesome person too. Shout out to you, Darth.
Let's not blow him too much. He's an okay person.
Okay.
Like, I don't know him that well. I mean, he seems okay. I ain't gonna say he's great. I ain't gonna fucking give him a big head.
All right.
He's mediocre.
He's still got plenty of ass, though, Darth says. You got ass in the freezer, Darth, from Graders?
That's the real question.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's back.
Awesome.
He's back.
Well, Parker Blake, if you're still watching this show, I still have yet to mail you your T. Higgins cup. It's been 2 years now, so it'll take a while.
You will never get the cup.
No, he will. It's in the back seat of my car.
Oh, Westish will donate for some ass.
Oh, wow.
Like actual ass or cake ass?
Okay, yeah, that's what we have to know.
And then does Greg have to mail you the cake? Because I don't know how good that would go if Greg mailed you the cake.
I don't know, man.
I don't think it would be any good by the time I got there.
I was going to say, man, I'm sorry, Wes. I don't know about that, bro.
Man, thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you.
This is a fun show, right? And the internet didn't start off well, like I said. But it held together to do the mock draft.
Yeah.
It was cutting in and out. Was it cutting
the
out,
Reds
in and out
fucked
on
up
your
at the
end?
end?
Yeah, the Reds fucked up. The Reds fucked up a great time.
No, the Reds fucked up at the end. We still had a great show. You didn't let me finish my sentence, Dale.
Okay, sorry.
We had a great time doing the show. It was an awesome mock. The mock saved the Reds from fucking up, man. Come on, Dale.
I'm sorry. Greg, this is behind the scenes, guys. This is what Greg just yells at me all the time.
I'm not yelling at you.
Tells me I'm a piece of shit. The draft guide's worthless.
Oh yeah.
He wishes I wasn't part of Project Game Day or the show. That's
exactly what I say.
This is what Greg does. It's very
Apparently I do.
It's an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
God. See, now he's mocking me. Yeah, what the fuck?
There we go, Wes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The mock draft was pretty good.
No,
I mean, Will Johnson, I'm going to continue to do a bunch of mocks with Walter Nolan. So doing one with Will Johnson gave us an avenue, and Darius Alexander fell. Then Princely fell to the third. It was like, you couldn't dream that shit up to happen in real life, honestly. And Miles Frazier in the fourth, come on. We crushed that mock draft, 100%.
Yeah. Exactly. We crushed it, man. We crushed it. No deal. I was not going to do a show because I was in the mood watching the Reds game. Thank God you got me doing the mock because I would have been in a shitty mood throwing all my shit around everywhere.
Yeah, Greg would have probably destroyed half his house by now.
Fuck
and then
yeah,
he'd just be sitting in a corner, eating his ass.
Fuck yeah, I'd be eating my ass.
With his hands. Like he wouldn't even have a fork. He'd just be,
be
like that David Hasselhoff video with the cheeseburger.
I'd be sticking my hand down that ass, licking it in between, in the middle of the layers.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
Picture that. That's the imagery. And if you're listening to this in podcast form later on, just picture that.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll get you through your night.
That will get you through your day. Hey, and it's only one game, Reds. Come on. We got 161 left.
See, there you go. Look, there's positive Greg. He's back. All right. You were very
positive,
upset.
Greg. I'm always positive. We will get Trey Hendrickson signed.
He wasn't positive during that Reds game.
Well, how could I have been positive?
Just saying.
What the hell? How could you have been positive?
You guys saw the Greg I see when the cameras go off when the hit end stream, and he's like, "Dale, you're fucking stupid. How dare you?" He yells at me. Fucking. He's like, "I'm gonna drive 2 hours just to punch you in the face, you little bitch." That's what he does. It's crazy.
Yeah, Dale. I don't even know who I am.
That's the big savage Greg I know. It's the abusive one that beats me. Beats the fuck out of me. Not even sexually like I would like.
Damn it, I have to sleep tonight, Greg. Damn, dude.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow with incomings from Pro Football Network. That should be a good time. Man. Unless he doesn't show up, then it'll just be us. And then we'll just talk. We'll make fun of him not showing up. but I expect him to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've tried to tell you guys like I've tried, but you guys haven't got the hints. But I do appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Good show. Fun time. Reds suck, at least after one game. But maybe they'll get better. And our mock draft was pretty good.
Hell
Could
yeah,
it be
it
better?
was fucking awesome.
It was pretty good.
No, it was not pretty good. It was fucking awesome.
All right, positive, Greg. You're right. I'm sorry, Greg. It was awesome, guys. I'm sorry.
No, here we go.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry, Greg. I will be more positive. I promise.